Can you inform them, depart wisdom, guide them, or coach them without feeling the need to own the outcome of that moment of coaching, guidance, or wisdom? That's hard to do.
It is, but it's so much healthy to be able to do it that way.
Yeah.
Hell, if you can do it in anything.
Yeah.
You do it in your whole life.
That'll get us some.
And Travis Kelce.
Yeah. How do you feel? How do you guys feel about the engagement?
I mean, it took this long. That's
pretty weird.
I mean, the one thing that was honestly the one thing I was thinking about yesterday, just because music person over here especially, was she was at the height of everything, the past 2 years before this, and like, why wouldn't you just, I don't know. I mean, like, I know life and everything, but like the peak feels like it's gone. And so why would you wait until after that, if it's going to be some major announcement? And
is the peak really gone though?
My girls don't talk about her anymore at all.
Yeah. Well,
they don't listen. I mean, like, it's, it was 2 years straight of every time we got in the car, it was, Taylor Swift all the way through, whether it was my car or my daughter's car, it didn't matter. I mean, not because I was listening to it, but they would steal my Apple Play.
Wow.
Yeah. And now it's, like, not a thing.
That is relevant for today's episode.
Yes, children.
Scott, you have 2 sons.
I do.
But they're older now.
They are.
What are the ages?
Oh, now you got me.
He doesn't even remember. That's when they're old.
That's true.
41 and 38.
Yeah. So I've got 2 sons, 22 and 19. So
I've got a boy who's just turned 20.
Yeah.
I've got 2 daughters, one's 17, one's just turned 15.
Yeah. So I thought that would make a good, like, we're all white dudes, but I mean, it's a nice demographic of kid spread. None of us at the table have kids under the age of, 13, but I don't know that that's relative necessarily for today's discussion. But Scott texted me out of the blue and was like, having kids is way overrated. And I said, yeah, I love my kids, but 30 minutes after they're home from college, I'm ready to ship them back. What's that all about?
Because you don't like the person they turned into.
Oh,
yeah. See,
here we go.
That is that's what scale of time gives you.
Yeah,
I know it's. Do I have permission to not like my children sometimes? It's one of those things.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Oh.
I don't know that I've said it about the kids recently, but I've said it around other people that may be related to me. That like, I love them, but I don't know if I like them right now. And
yeah,
like, I think that, like, that's okay, and that ebbs and flows based on.
I'm pretty sure it's mutual.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I can tell. Sometimes I'm like, you guys don't like me very much right now. When I walk in the room, they're like, get out.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
But your sons don't live with you anymore. They moved out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hope.
And ours are, both of mine are like in the middle of that process. Well, the very beginning of that process.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got one just starting
Okay.
the process.
Well, yeah. One's out. Well, I'll take that back. 2 are out, actually. The first and the third ones for different reasons. All good. And last one is senior year of high school.
Yeah.
But the youngest one, I told you, lives in New York, pursuing what she wants to do.
Yeah.
So
this isn't meant to be a bash on parenthood, right? That's not the point. It's just some real talk about why we do it, why we did it, what we expect from it. Did it live up to the hype or not? And then how much of it is about us and not really them, right? So the first thing you pointed out was like, because I was like, what is that all about? And you were like, somebody to live vicariously through.
Yeah.
I mean, do you do that? Do you find yourself doing that? I do it, like 1,000%.
yeah. I try to do it less just because I watch so many sports parents from, I mean, and I would definitely, have been that one in sports, dance, whatever.
Yeah.
And like just seeing absolute assholery. And, because they were vicariously living through their kids and then pushing their kids to
Yeah.
do the things that they were never able to do. I think there's a slight difference between, or a fine line between, living vicariously because like, oh, that's cool. That's something that I never got a chance to do. I never got a chance to, even come close to dancing professionally, as you guys might.
Did you even dance amateurly?
I mean, I did some tap in sixth grade or something in ballroom dancing, but but well,
You tell.
hey, it worked.
That's a different podcast.
Yeah, exactly. But like there's that, but then there's there are the parents that like they couldn't,
Yeah.
and so they were pushing their kids to do more than they could ever do.
Yeah, it's like that stereotypical like beer belly bald dad on the sideline, like drinking a bud, and like that was very illiterate. Yelling at everyone.
Yeah,
it's kind of like the stereotype, right? But you coached
Little League.
not you umpired Little League forever.
You saw all the
25
assholes.
years.
You saw all the assholes.
What made you quit?
Just that.
The very thing.
And I hate to sound like get off my lawn this
Mhm.
early, but it really did get worse. It really just it's gotten to where it's like I don't need to be screamed at by strangers like this anymore.
Yeah.
And it had just gotten out of hand, and I don't know who's responsible for that, but it's just the level of vitriol on.
When did you start? Not. When did you start umpiring?
Oh gosh,
Do you remember the year?
Like 1996.
96.
Yeah. And then I quit. I quit 2 years ago.
Okay.
'Cause
So
it's just too. As a matter of fact, I have still got my umpire equipment in the trunk because I want to take it and play it again in sports, but I just can't part with it. It's one of those things.
Yeah, frame it and hang it up. So you were sort of like, to make it about us, you were there through Gen Xers starting to have kids out there playing too. Gen Xers definitely having kids out there playing.
That was one of the strange things is when you started seeing kids,
right?
Kids of the
right.
kids.
That's what I meant. Like,
yeah.
So maybe it's our fault.
No,
because I will tell you, my parents it was the greatest generation of boomers. So where do you fall? I know I'm stereotyping everyone.
Boomer.
You're a boomer. So
52.
my parents were definitely boomers, and they didn't go to the games.
Yeah.
Like it's one of the, I rode my bike to it.
Mhm.
I played the game, and I just came home whenever I before nightfall.
Yeah.
That's how I experienced.
I think I remember
youth
that.
sports.
Yeah.
I mean, that's probably your.
I think I got a ride and dropped off sometimes or whatever, or I lived close enough to just go to the field. And then after that, sometimes they were there, sometimes they weren't.
Yeah, so we went from that to like
latchkey kids anyway.
We are taking our kid, all up in their business with their gear and how they approach the game and bringing their snack.
Where's your shoes?
Yeah, and like worrying about those things, and then like coaching their team and umpiring the team and being the team manager, being the team dad or whatever. Like we went from nothing to that.
Yeah,
like in one generation.
Yeah, and I. Over that time period, would you agree or disagree that I think it has a little bit to do with like television and money within sports, that the aspirational, sports parent looks to have their kid, be, everybody's going to be Messi in soccer. Everybody's going to be, A-Rod in baseball. Everybody's going to be, whoever in football, it like the intensity, I feel like, increased with the money as well within sports. And that you think that, you think that your kid at 5 years old is playing World Cup.
Yeah.
and I've seen it, and like my son refereed, for a while too, and like I had to stand on the sidelines because I was afraid of
You're going to defend him from being referee.
Exactly. So I just wonder what you think about like that as far as money influencing.
Well, I think it's an excuse.
Yeah.
I mean, if you realistically in your heart of hearts think that your kid's still Mickey Mantle, then you probably need help anyway. But just the fact that the way the pyramid works, and then the money now, it used to be that you'd sit there and go, why are they doing this to their kids? It's like the most they're going to get out of this is maybe half a scholarship to Wofford, which would be nice, but they're only giving out 35 of those.
Right.
And
it's like 3,000 kids.
Yeah. and that seems to me to be making it all about you anyway.
Yeah.
Because especially when they're young, the kid doesn't give a shit.
No. I mean, right?
They're just there because it's peer pressure.
I never, any youth sports I ever played, I never thought about like college or professional. Like that was not in the cards. No. And I did a little high school football. Like there's like no professional like aspirations. It wasn't because I was like, well, I suck, so fuck it. But like it just wasn't a thing.
Oh, and you also didn't have highlights on YouTube with.
We didn't even have ESPN.
We had
3 channels, man.
We had ESPN
and NIL in high school.
Did you?
Yeah.
No.
I had ESPN. Yeah, I had cable. I put priorities on things apparently.
Yeah, we didn't have cable.
Oh,
I lived in the Midlands.
Okay, well, you can. I remember when we got our first TV.
So vicariously, is it okay to do that or not? Is that the question, or we're just saying that we fucking do it?
One of the truths behind why we even had kids in the first place. You know what I mean? Like you think about, hey, we want to have kids. Why? Like, is it for that? Is it for that thing to mold and to develop into something we couldn't do? You know what I mean? Is that part of the process? Like part of the promise?
Past sports and
education,
sports,
whatever,
and just like humans
doing things in life, doing big things. I mean, I don't know. It's not really the question of the show, but I mean, like, is it fair to like have super high expectations like that, where you're like, you have to do big things or I will be disappointed? You know what I mean?
Oh, sure. It's going to fuck kids up forever. I mean, you're putting you're putting all your hopes and dreams on this 9-year-old.
Yeah. He's a 9-year-old
who's defenseless to your wants.
Right. Doesn't even understand what what angle you're even coming at.
They just want to be loved.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the crazy thing about our whole species is we're all creatures that want to be loved and therefore should know how to give love, and we end up like this.
That's why he's here.
Yeah.
What about you, man? I mean, you have high expectations of your kids?
Yeah, I do. But then I start to think back when you say something like that and go like, did my parents have high expectations of me? I mean, maybe they did, but the truth is like, I don't feel like I feel like as I've gotten older, I've started to exceed my own expectations. But, I mean, I was the first one in my family to go to college. So that wasn't even a thought.
Right.
So I go through that thing thinking about my kids and like, I mean, I was even thinking like recently when we're going through child number 2, trying to figure out colleges and everything. I never went through that process. I didn't, I ended up at Midlands Tech for 2 years and then to USC and then got my master's. But, I was in all honors classes, but I just didn't, I didn't give a shit, especially that last year of high school. So, like I never looked at colleges. And then it was finally like somewhere during summer after senior year, it finally, sunk in. I'm like, oh shit, I totally missed that.
Yeah.
So it's, there's a little part of me that feels like, yeah, I want my kids to do well. And if college is for them, which, so far it's right for, 2 of them, maybe not for the third, then that's fine to push them. But the truth is like, then I look at myself, I'm like, well, I never did that. And that totally dawned on me during this process. Like, it's not that I don't have anything to say, because I care, and vicariously I want her to do well. But
I think there's a difference between like putting expectations on your kids and because you want them to do well as adults,
sure,
versus living vicariously through them in terms of trying to fix the bad decisions you made through them making, like driving them to make different decisions that they would normally make on their own.
Yeah.
But you're trying to sort of direct them because you feel like you should have done something differently in your life.
Yeah.
I think there's a big difference.
Yeah. You got the codependent thing on that.
Yeah.
On that side.
Yeah. We're texting a little bit about the codependency. Speaking of that, I mean, so the other one is someone to take care of me if shit happens. That's what he sent me.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
If you're counting on your kids to take care of you when you get old, I wouldn't do that.
Oh, really? Damn it.
You know what the trouble is, what you've got by the time it's too late. But it's another one of those things. It ties in with the whole legacy thing. It's like, the whole family thing is the family's here to serve me. And
they're not.
No. It's my expectations just being put on the people that don't even know that these expectations are on them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're ill-equipped to do it because I sure as shit didn't teach it to them. That's the one thing we're talking about. It sounds like we're talking about new problems, but this is spread out over so long a period of time. I mean, my parents were in the Depression. I mean, and then they did the best they could.
Yep.
And so, you try to do the best you can. So you're only talking about 3 generations of history here.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas everything seems to be moving so fast in your kids' lives nowadays that you don't know where to pause.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, where do we take a breath and try to fix some of this shit that I know is going on in their lives, and then they're not going to listen to you anyway. It's like I always told people, I said, if you coach your own kid, every time you tell him what to do, if you coach somebody else's kid, they're going to do what you tell them to do.
Yep.
If you coach your own kid, every time you tell them to do something, he hears take out the trash.
Yep. The older I get, the smarter my dad becomes.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, like I used to hate my parents, like not hate them, but like anytime they would give me some suggestions, I'd be like, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. Like, get out of my face. Like I know what I'm doing. And I don't know what I'm doing. Like I never did. You know what I mean? So I think you're right there.
Well, it's like financial advice. Here you've got
shit like that.
You got this resource right here. They've already been through
They've already fucked everything up.
With mortgages and second more and all that kind of stuff. And then it comes time for me. Never ask one question.
I'll just research it.
Yeah. I'll talk to the banker because he's honest.
He's on my side.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. The lawyers are on my side. Talking about the obligation thing, I don't want to, if you have an idea, we'll make sure we hit that. But the obligation thing, there is sort of family obligations that are sort of unwritten, right? And I sort of witnessed some of that. My dad passed away in 2022, and I felt obligated to I'm the oldest of the kids and stuff too, but I felt obligated to step in and like help make decisions and like work on things or whatever. But then I noticed my sons, both of them, like my oldest, did a lot of the same. He was like stepping up, driving people around, like picking stuff up, like taking some of the weight of the worry, from everybody around them. It was just kind of interesting how that played out I've never specifically said, hey, there are these responsibilities or these assumed obligations. Here's where it all falls. And, you're the oldest. This is where it goes. And, whatever. Like, I never did that. It's just kind of interesting how, you're talking about somebody to take care of me if shit happens. Like, how certain people step up and some people don't, It's kind of weird.
The whole obligation thing to me is just another thing to feel guilty about.
Yeah.
And
I think that's part of the tool set, though, of raising kids, isn't it?
well, you'd
Guilt.
hope.
Yeah, I mean, isn't that why the younger they get, the less guilt they feel?
And it's all hardwired. I mean,
Yeah,
we really are trying to.
That's where I'm going with it.
We're trying to fix something that might be unfixable.
Yeah.
Especially as far as parenting, because as much as you hate to say it, every kid's different,
mm-hmm.
and you're born with all this stuff that you don't. I mean, there's not even a list that you can get that go into, okay, this is what's wrong with you from birth.
Yeah.
You're going to feel lesser than.
Yeah.
You're going to feel like everybody's smarter than you.
Yeah.
You're going to feel like everybody's cooler than you are. And so you've got to, and your parents are giving you this conditional love because you got to do well in school.
Mm-hmm.
And then the love comes. So you spend the rest of your life trying to be in relationships where somebody will take care of me and tell me how I need to act.
Yeah.
Because that'll help you to take care of me. And that's all I want in life. And so, you turn into this chameleon that's not even you. And you're just stuck in that cycle with every relationship you make.
Were you afraid to be the real you with your kids?
Somewhat, sure.
Yeah. I struggle with that. I struggle with going between, especially now that they're getting older. Mm-hmm. And that's why I asked that. Like, I struggle between like staying in that I'm your dad role, like quit fucking around with that stuff, like get the shit done, versus the like, hey, we're sort of friends. Yeah, I mean, they're old. He's 22. Like, it's,
yeah, we're that.
I'm not like, go to your room now.
I
can't make him do that and beat my ass.
We were all we know how it was with we had what you'd call corporal punishment in my house.
Oh, me too.
I still remember.
I'm from the low country.
Yeah. The last time I got beat, my mother told me, she said, you just don't know how to act. And
you're like, I don't.
And I said, I thought that was your fucking job.
She hit you again.
She beat me.
Kind of deserved that second round.
12-year-old mouth. I just didn't know what the word meant, but here it goes.
I saw a video. It had you'll appreciate this. It had the three kids, like the older, the middle, and the youngest, and it was a dad, and he asked the oldest kid, he's like, "Hey, can you take out the garbage?" He was like, "Oh yes, father, I'll get right on that." and then it was like middle kid. He's like, "Hey, can you take out the garbage?" He's like, "What do I have to take out the garbage?" Then it got to the third kid. He's like, "Hey, can you take out the garbage?" And the kid was like, at him.
That's about right.
Yeah, I was like, it's funny. So what were you gonna bring something up?
Oh, okay. So this may be a little contrarian, but it's something that my wife and I were talking about, and she read this to me because I'm slow on the reading sometimes. But she was reading something that was talking about like where Gene and I right now are in the sandwich generation, and that because our generation like delayed having kids until an older age, that we are now at the point to where we have kids that are fairly young. I mean, obviously, within a range, but depending on when you had them.
Oh, I have a friend that's got a 8-year-old.
Yeah,
he's 51.
Right, and so you've got younger kids compared to your age as a parent, but then you have aging parents who like our generation is taking care of kids and parents at the same time.
Oh.
As opposed to, do your kids have kids?
No.
Interesting. Whole nother set of circumstances there. But generally this 50-year-olds or so, like we're taking care of two sets of people at the same time and feeling, really, I feel crushed.
Mm-hmm.
Like I want to be there for my mom and my dad. I want to be there for my kids.
You have to, yeah.
And like, by the way, I'm also, in my earning years, which, puts a lot of time and stress on what I'm trying to do. So where do I, on a daily basis,
Yeah.
how do I focus
Drink
on
a lot of coffee.
Right. And, and also like I'm at the point too to where like, it's taken a long time, but I'm really interested in my health and want to make sure that I'm around.
That's another thing is overrated.
Yeah.
Yeah, no shit.
But so, it's I know, some excuse there too, but it is also reality of like, I just don't know what the fuck to do on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Taking care of kids, taking care of parents, and taking care of me and taking care of my wife, and then taking care of, job, and then everything else that goes.
God help the dog.
Yeah, he's okay. And then, like everything that I trade off on a daily basis, like, sorry, mom, I can't do this. Sorry, kid, I can't do that. Sorry,
Yeah.
me. Like, sorry, I'm gonna continue to take care of me, and that's the one thing that I've figured out. Like, if I don't take care of me, then everybody else is gonna suffer.
Yeah.
And so, like, if I run 6.5 miles like today, like, leave me the fuck alone and let me do it because it's mentally
Yeah.
I feel better. Physically, I might be around longer, except for the bus that's going to hit me.
It can always happen.
Exactly. And, but other than that, and also I still have to make money.
Yeah.
So excuse or not, like it's a real thing that like I personally have to deal with. You may have to deal with.
Yeah.
That, I'm not going to say that you didn't have to deal with, but it might have been slightly different just because of, what age that you or your generation had kids at. And I feel like the baby boomer generation had kids younger.
Sure.
Yeah.
For
sure.
And
I've got quite a bit of friends in their late 20s, 30s, and they do not have kids yet.
Yeah.
Whereas I had Thomas at like 28.
Okay.
29.
Yeah, and we had kids, post 30.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's same with being married.
Yeah.
Or whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
Don't take a permanent partner until later.
Yeah. Right.
Just because till you paid a water bill together, you don't know each other.
Yeah,
agreed.
That's the one thing that one of my children parroted back to me not long ago that I had said. It's like, well, thank God there's one thing.
Somebody's listening.
Let's put that in stone.
Yeah.
Well, that ties in, like the health and all that ties into the other one that you sent was carrying on my illustrious name.
Mm-hmm.
What did you mean by that?
Well, I think that we're all so self-centered that some of us actually do this because, because the pageant legacy, we
Right.
have to keep the name going, even though
Right.
it's only associated with a meth lab in West Columbia. I mean, it's this.
Is that your meth lab?
It's this weird ass thing that we've got
You
about.
didn't answer.
Back when there was a big nuclear family, like you were saying,
Yeah.
because before, if you were going to take care of your parents, you had a lot more help.
Mm-hmm.
Because the family was bigger, the
Yep.
family was
Yeah,
closer,
you had
yada,
uncles
yada,
and
yada.
sisters
Let's get in a
Ants.
friggin' covered wagon and go west. I mean, Jesus Christ, I hate talking about that kind of thing being that old, but it's the truth. I mean,
wait, how old are you if you're talking about covered wagons going west?
My wife and I have started watching Old West.
Okay, gotcha.
And Joe Biden just said into my brain, so y'all go ahead. I'm buffering.
No, I found that one interesting because I don't know that I have gotten there yet. I don't know if you have.
Westerns?
Worrying about my illustrious name, like carrying on the Crawford legacy. I haven't gotten there yet.
Oh, it never even crossed my mind until they got older and got married.
Yeah, so there you go. Maybe that's a
But I think,
point in the timeline.
Why do you think Barron Trump was born?
I agree. I mean, I think at some point you were like, like what's going to happen to all this?
Mm-hmm.
Where am I going to put it all? I definitely start thinking about it in terms of like my businesses and things like that. Like, what am I going to do with these things? You know, something's got to happen here.
But it really doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't.
That's the
It
whole
doesn't matter at all.
The legacy thing is you are dead.
Yeah.
I am sorry, but you are dead and you ain't coming back, and there is nothing you can do about it, and you're not going to know what they do with it, good or bad.
Yeah.
So,
well, that
dead stuff is dead.
The end.
Well, no, one of the things is that I'm trying to remember now. I'm doing a podcast. I don't remember things, but I was reading about people's obsession with their legacy, right? Being a direct result of their refusal to confront their morality, right? You know what I mean? So it's this idea of like some sort of continuation, whether, you know, I don't want to deal with the fact that I am going to pass away. I'm going to focus on these other humans that will live beyond me and take up all my stuff.
And of course, it's all being self-centered.
Well, yeah, of course.
Nothing to do with the kids, and it has nothing to do with the rest of civilization.
Or their desires or whatever.
Because the world might not need any more meth labs. I mean,
yeah, it probably doesn't. Yeah. I don't know. You never know.
Legacy.
Yeah. I mean, are you there? Have you thought about?
No, I mean, like, this? I don't know. I was trying to think about.
You just dealt with a family member that passed. You're dealing with all that stuff. And
she was, you know, not married, had no kids. And, you know, but like out of that family, I have 2 cousins, and I don't know what my female cousins' kids go by on their last name. I think some of the, you know, maybe 1 or 2 of them are Griswolds. And my other cousin, I don't remember, you know, anyway, I don't remember if he has kids or not, honestly, so we don't keep in touch. But, you know, on our side, you know, 2 girls, 1 boy, like, and, you know, if the Griswold name keeps going on, like, well, sorry, it's going to keep going on in National Lampoon's Vacation for the rest of the time anyway. But, you know, like, that's not something, I don't want to put that pressure on my son as far as the name goes. I don't want to put that pressure on my daughters, you know, like, you know, if they all end up, you know, never having kids or whatever it is, like, you know, you're right, you're dead. You know, it would be nice, but at the same time, like I you know, I know that my kids knew me and, you know, knew something about our history. And, you know, like my son did some research through ancestry.com and everything. And my cousin had already like traced her lineage to 10th century Danish king. So like, is that such a big thing for us? No, but, you know, I would like them to live longer. That's about it. Like, I don't care about the legacy part of it. I just want them to have good lives and be good humans.
Yeah. Well, to quote Scott, he says, we're all worried about our fucking masculinity and our legacies.
Speaking of incels. That was another one.
One of your sons an incel?
No, but I would.
How would you deal with that?
I hope not. God Almighty, the whole incel thing is just so.
It's exhausting, isn't it?
It's called being 14-year-old male.
This podcast exists because that mentality exists.
Yeah,
like I'm trying to create something that's like the opposite of that shit.
I am not going to take responsibility for anything. It has got to be somebody else's fault.
It drives me crazy.
Wait, can we define incel? Because I want to know.
You don't know.
Remember, I don't keep up with anything.
The term stands for intentionally celibate. So it's like men young men who decide to be partnerless, female partnerless, because essentially because of their dislike of that mentality.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
What it takes.
So anytime you hear like coded terms like woke, you know, from the far right, they're generally it's sort of like code words for being incels.
Okay. God, that sounds, like if that's their choice, that's great. Whatever.
I don't think it's a
but-
choice.
Okay,
That's the problem.
okay.
It ain't a choice.
Okay.
You've
I
seen
don't
these
know.
guys.
It's a coping mechanism, in my opinion.
Oh, gotcha. Well,
It's a way to
I-
eat another tube of Pringles without feeling guilty.
damn.
He's got them all.
Damn.
Yeah.
For the record, that sounds horrible to me. I'm just saying.
It is
I
horrible.
got.
I'm just got that picture in my mind of the guy sitting there playing video games with his can of Pringles and his.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Wow. Okay.
So that got me thinking about the idea of being sort of obsessed with what we leave behind, our legacy being a masculine trait, more so than a feminine trait. Like it's something that the fathers are more worried about than the mothers. I don't know. I'm just saying that
Because of the naming mechanisms of
maybe. I mean, the
Anglo-Saxon
naming
people.
mechanism exists for a reason, right? I
Yeah.
mean,
Like
is that
Hispanic
anything-
people don't have that issue, I would think.
who?
Hispanic people with the hyphenated names or the double names.
But traditionally, it's a very masculine
yeah,
culture.
yeah, but at least the name, like the last, is it the name specifically the last name?
I don't know.
Or is it, I don't know. That's what I'm asking. Like in Hispanic culture, or even I may get this wrong, but in Indian culture, like my friend's first name is his son's last name, and so that is very like it goes. I don't even know how the females.
Scandinavian culture is the same way. So you'd be
Yeah.
like if your name is Bjorn,
Uh-huh.
you'd be Bjorn's son,
Son,
or
right?
Bjorn's daughter, or whatever. That's how
Right.
that would sort of work. I don't know how they track anything.
Right.
You'd be like, who the fuck is Bjorn, and who was his daddy?
Right.
His daddy was Fred.
And then
So
what
you're
is
Fred's son?
Is Bjorn's son's name is Bjorn Sonson?
No, it's his. Yeah, it's like where the hell do you get the other name from? I don't know.
Okay, so white Anglo-Saxon,
know.
non-hyphenated.
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
But I mean, is that a pull that you feel, either you guys? Like a masculine positive or negative? Thinking about what you're leaving behind, or do you just not give a shit?
I just think it's a fool's errand.
I do too. I mean, you're both very ego-less people. I mean, honestly, from my interactions with you, I mean, you can be different when you go home, but
I'm watching Dexter now. I know what you mean.
yeah.
Wait, can we take a sidebar on that? The original or one of the three after?
Well,
That's a very good question.
I watched season.
We're judging you.
I watched season 1, season 8, and I just finished season 4.
What
So
the hell kind of order are you watching this in?
I'm trying to get it before Paramount Plus charges me.
Okay. Well, this isn't like the Marvel universe to where you
Yeah.
watch it in an order. It's pretty established, Scott, that you go 1 through 8,
Yeah.
and then you do what is
You're
it?
like, where the hell did Jimmy Smits come from? Why is he in this?
Yeah, isn't that the truth?
Yeah.
John
yeah.
Lithgow.
Yeah.
Is that the season you're watching? That's a very good
Yeah,
season.
John. That's what
Yeah.
everybody. That's why I watched season
That's a
4.
good
It was before it gets cut off. I
Yeah.
wanted to get that one.
And now John Lithgow is going to be Dumbledore in the new
Is he
Harry Potter.
really?
Yeah.
This is unrelated, but I felt really bad for the new Harry Potter kid. Did you?
Yeah.
So there's a post. I forget who made what organization made the post. Entertainment Weekly or whatever. It's like, meet the new Harry Potter. It's this like 9-year-old kid. Look at him. And all the comments were like, "Fuck you, go to hell. You'll never be Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Like, I hate you." I saw one
Yeah.
that said, "I hate you."
Yeah.
I'm like, are we gonna fuck this little kid up?
Yep.
Like, we're gonna create another Anakin Skywalker here.
Yep.
Like, he's like a 9 or 10-year-old kid, and
Yeah.
like you're like all the comments are just terrible.
Mhm.
Don't show him the comments, Mom.
Oh,
Please
yeah.
don't let him
Yeah.
see it.
Yeah, he's got parents.
Like, oh man,
They could prevent a lot of that.
it's gonna be bad for that kid. That's all I'm saying.
On a very like local scale, when we talked about it this past weekend, actually, when all the kids and some parents were around, my son was enacting, from a young age and until he was like 11, 12 or something like that.
Mhm.
Couple movies, couple commercials. There's local commercial for a plumbing company. And you may have seen my son on billboards around town where it's like a little kid at the toilet, playing with army figures and had these glasses on. And that was my son from the 2 commercials he did. And with Ryan Stack, by the way. But anyway, but
he's very tall.
Yes, he's very tall. And we were, my wife and I were out somewhere and we were reading the rants and raves on free times. And there on the rants and raves, there's a rant that was like, that kid on the plumbing commercial. Yeah, he's like, he's such a little brat. I'd slap him across the face. And I was like, give me a pen. I'm gonna write back to this motherfucker. And I'm, I wanted to write back like, that's my son. I'm gonna find you where you live and do the same to you, type thing. But anyway, so
wow.
But we never told him about that until fairly recently.
He's like, oh my God.
And then we were talking about it literally this weekend. Like, don't read the comments. You're right.
Yeah. Oh my
anyway,
God.
So, but we digress.
Well, I did pull a couple things out about all those texts and stuff. So we always try to, like everything we do, we look at social media, we try to pull lessons out so we actually learn and can implement something. So one of the warrior lessons, sometimes not passing things down is the wiser path when raising kids. What do you guys make of that?
Sure. I think that's our job.
Yeah.
Is if you're going to have kids, you're going to have to be a filter of some sort.
Yeah.
And so,
is that why you hid yourself from them?
Really?
I mean, yeah. Like, I don't want my kids to know the thoughts that go through my head on a day. Like,
I don't want
20, yeah, exactly, true. But 20% of my thoughts per day, the unfiltered things, like they never need to know that, or they never need to act the way that I did when I was a teenager.
Yeah.
I do expect more, but and whether that's hiding or protecting them from like the worst part of you.
Yeah.
And everybody has a worst part of them, no matter what, no matter how good you are, there's always going to be a worst part of you, the things that you've done that you do not speak about or don't put back out in the ether.
Yeah. That,
like, those are the things that I'd never want my kids to, like, those are hopefully the things that I learned from and became a better person from. Yeah. But it doesn't mean that I need to say, hey, when I was your age, this is what I did, and that was really wrong, and you should learn from what I did, so that, I mean, that's the experience that we bring, right? Mm-hmm. Don't fuck this up because that's what I did. But maybe I don't want to tell them the entire story.
Exactly.
Right. So sometimes we should shut the hell up.
Yeah. Yeah. Filter yourself.
Let it play out.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's hard to do.
Yeah.
Definitely the wise.
And that's the foundational problem of parenting is who you're talking to.
Yeah.
If you were talking to a reasonable person, it'd be one thing.
Right.
Right. You're talking to somebody whose brain is literally growing while you're talking to them.
Right.
And
that's a good point.
And throbbing. And they have absolutely.
That's probably the first time that word has been used on the podcast.
And for a brain.
The first. Well, I'm always thinking about it because I always tell people is that you've been pouring vodka onto it. You've been pouring organic solvent onto your most useful organ, let's say, and you think it's going to come out of it unchanged.
Yep.
No.
That's fair. I'll have you talk to my kids.
Yeah. So the other thought, the thought process that we can go through is, can we teach something without needing to own its outcome? Talking about to our kids.
Can you explain?
Can you inform them, depart wisdom, guide them, or coach them without feeling the need to own the outcome of that moment of coaching, guidance, or wisdom? That's hard to do.
It is, but it's so much more, healthy to be able to do it that way.
Yeah.
Hell, if you can do it in anything.
Yeah.
You do it in your whole life. I mean, you just want to do the next right thing. I mean, that's what it all comes down to is we all, we're all just self-centered and we're ruled by this self-centered fear that I'm not going to get what I think I need or I think I want.
Yeah.
And it just rules our friggin' lives. And all we're trying to do is tamp that down. And we'll use whatever we can.
Yeah. Damn.
There's so many things to make that dopamine release now.
Yeah. What would you do differently now?
Well, not own the outcome.
Yeah.
And if you had told me how much better it would make me feel, because that's what it's all about. If you told me how much it's going to make me feel, it's just like the whole thing with service work. You go and you do something for somebody and you feel so much better, but you have to be cattle prodded into doing it again, even though it'll make you feel better.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that sticks with me that I wish I would have done more of. And there's a payoff there. And one of those mysteries to me is always why we won't do what we know makes us feel good. It's because we don't deserve it. That's the whole thing coming back from my mother being
very Catholic.
Or your mother was principal of your elementary school.
Oh,
right.
And so you never thought anything was because of you. It was because of strings she pulled. And then if it was bad, you weren't going to be loved. So there was no good outcome.
Deep.
Damn.
I can see that.
You are fucked up.
I know. And it's like, and it happened so early that you just, and you carry it with you the rest of your life, still fighting that stuff. So how do you parent that?
Yeah, I don't know how you parent that.
Yeah.
I think if somebody would just be able to get you some help early on, because I mean, we didn't know what ADD was. It wasn't ADD. It was just self-centered and couldn't pay attention, which is probably half of it now, but don't tell anybody.
Sure.
And just somebody to be able to, like you guys talk about mentoring, just somebody to tell me what I'm doing wrong here that's making me feel this bad. But it's probably already hardwired into you, but at least it's good to talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, and you started off with it's hard to not own the outcome because you get invested.
Oh, yeah. Well,
whether it's kids or
get invested in your own kid.
No, but I mean, like, like if you take it a different step and for, a mentor or for an employee or something like that, it's hard not to try to impart advice, whether it's unsolicited or solicited. And then they don't take that advice.
Yeah.
Or B, they do take the advice and the outcome is not what anybody wanted it to be.
Yeah.
And that can happen. And, that makes you feel even worse. Like, hey, you should do this. And and so through my tutelage, I have fucked them up type thing, whatever, so
that's always the worry.
Yeah.
You're always worried about that.
Right. And so, you kind of, I didn't want to say, so you have analysis paralysis, sometimes whether it's your kids or anybody you're mentoring, on like, if I say this, is it going to screw them up, one way or another? Like, and because they won't take my advice because they're going to rail against it, or they do take my advice and it goes down the wrong path. And that's just, I mean,
so you just don't give any advice.
Well,
the one lesson,
it's very Buddhist.
Yeah.
The one lesson that we never learn is that the best way to get me to do something is tell me I can't do it.
Yeah.
And it happens over and over. And when you see it on a macro level, it's even entertaining. I still remember when Nancy Thurman wanted to keep the Monty Python movie, The Life of Brian. She wanted to keep it from being in theaters in South Carolina. And it was like, man, she sold so many tickets.
Oh, yeah. They don't even understand how that works.
No. But it's like, if you can't remember what it was like to be 15, you got no business being a parent. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
fair enough.
But if you can't put yourself in their shoes when you were that age, and that's one of the keys to trying to keep it real.
Yeah. Well, and mentally, I still feel like I'm 13, 14 years old. I mean, sometimes, like I have a lot of experience as you do too, but like, I'm still, ask my wife, but I'm, like, I still think like that. I still think about
Oh,
the, you know, like I'm in those formative years, and
I still think a fart's funny. I mean, it's
It is
like,
funny.
it is funny.
It is. That's the thing. All these years later.
Yeah. That'll be a clip, by the way.
That's the end of the show. I always think a part's funny. Well, that was a great conversation, guys. I think we should be having more conversations like that as men. I mean, not to be like masculinity obsessed, but like I really do. I think we should. I think it's part of the problem is we avoid those conversations.
Well, I think that we're kind of stuck with in a bad situation in the first place, because as men today, you don't know your role.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
the mom's got her role, you know, and it's pretty cut and dried. But as far as the things that men have always traditionally been to do for their family, it's taken care of by something or somebody else, and you're just fine with that because it takes more work off them and guilt off of my back.
Frees you up to do other things, but what
Do
are those other
things?
things?
That'll fuck.
We are all lazy by nature. Yeah.
And so self-centered.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we're human beings. That's sort of the human condition. But yeah, thanks, guys. That was awesome. We'll do some more. Appreciate it.
Okie doke.
Thank you.
Good seeing you.